Hello and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ms. Musarat Ehmani. I am a teacher trainer student at Rehan School, Lahore campus. Today we will discuss how to master the art of negotiation in daily life. Negotiation is an essential skill that helps us communicate effectively, resolve a conflict, and achieve win-win outcomes in our personal and professional lives. By learning to understand different perspectives and express our needs clearly, we can build stronger relationships and make better decisions. Let's explore how we can become more confident and successful in negotiations as our everyday life. Let's we start with Maya for this discussions.
Hey,
Hi,
what's up?
hi Maya.
Not much. Just hanging out in the digital ether. Just enjoying the flow of things. How's your day going so far?
Okay, today we discuss how to master the art of negotiation and daily life.
Negotiation, huh? That
Yes.
sounds like a great topic. It's basically just the art of getting what you want without making the other person feel like they lost. What part of it are you looking to master first?
Why is negotiation an important life skill?
Honestly, it's because almost everything in life is a negotiation, whether you realize it from deciding where to eat dinner with a partner to asking for a raise or setting boundaries at work. It's all about finding common ground. When you're good at it, you stop feeling like you're just settling and start actually shaping your life. Do you feel like you've had to do a lot of this lately?
How do we negotiate in our daily lives?
So, usually the small, subtle things, like when you're trying to convince a friend to see the movie you want or figure out a compromise on chores. It's less about a boardroom and more about reading the room, listening to what the other person actually needs, and offering something that makes it a win for both of you. Do you have a specific scenario in mind?
What are the key qualities of a good negotiator?
Um, I think the biggest one is empathy. Because if you can actually understand where the other person is coming from, you can find a solution that works for both of you. Then there's patience, not rushing the answer, and being a really active listener. It's more about asking the right questions than having the perfect argument. Do you think any of those come naturally to you?
Why is active listening important in negotiation?
Because it's the only way to actually hear what the other person isn't saying. When you're really listening, you catch the subtext and the real motivations. It turns the conversation from a battle into a collaboration, which makes the other person feel seen and way more likely to agree with you. I wonder if you've noticed a difference in how people respond when they feel truly heard. You're very welcome.
How does
Since
confidence
we were talking
affect
about
negotiation
negotiation,
outcomes?
confidence is basically the anchor of the whole conversation. It lets you state your value without sounding like you're asking for permission. But there's a fine line if it turns into arrogance. People shut down. Magic happens when you're confident in your position, but still open to the other person's perspective. Do you feel like you're more of a cautious negotiator or do you tend to lead with confidence? Of
What is
course.
okay?
And I was just
Yes.
I was just going to ask if you wanted to dive into some actual strategies for negotiation or maybe look at some common mistakes people make.
Okay. What is a win-win negotiation?
I think you mean what is a way of negotiating, or maybe what negotiation is all
No, what
about
is
at
a
its core.
win-win negotiation?
Gold standard. That's where both parties walk away feeling like they got a great deal. Instead of one person winning and the other losing, you're expanding the pie so there's more for everyone. It's less about compromising and more about collaborating to find a creative solution. Do you think it's actually possible to reach a win win in every situation?
Okay. How can we stay calm
I'll take
during difficult negotiation?
I'll take that as a maybe on the win win front. As for staying calm, I think the secret is remembering that the conversation is just a puzzle to solve, not a fight to win. Taking a second to breathe and reminding yourself that you're just looking for a solution helps take the heat out of it. It also helps to detach your ego from the outcome. If things don't go your way, it doesn't mean you failed. It just means this specific path didn't work. Do you find that you tend to get stressed out when there's a lot of tension in the room?
Okay. Why is empathy
I've got
important
a feeling.
when negotiation?
I've got a feeling we're circling back to some of the big themes here. Empathy is everything because it lets you see the other person's why. Once you understand what they're actually afraid of or what they really need, you can stop arguing over the what and start solving the actual problem. It's the difference between fighting over a slice of cake and realizing the other person just wants something sweet. Does that make sense? I'll take that as a not quite then. Let me try it a different way. Imagine you're negotiating with a student who doesn't want to do their work. If you just focus on the rules, it's a power struggle. But if you use empathy to realize they're actually just overwhelmed or scared of failing, you can negotiate a way for them to start that feels safe. It's about finding the real lever that moves the conversation forward. Does that feel more practical?
How can body language influence negotiation?
It's wild how much we communicate without ever saying a word. Things like open posture and eye contact can build trust almost instantly, while crossing your arms or looking away can make you seem defensive or disinterested. It's basically a silent conversation happening underneath the one you're actually having. Do you think you're more aware of your own body language? Or do you notice other people's more?
What are the common mistakes people make during negotiation?
A lot of people make the mistake of thinking it's a zero sum game that for them to win, the other person has to lose. And another big one is talking too much. People get nervous and try to fill the silence, but the silence is actually where the other person often gives up a key piece of information. Then there's failing to do the homework, going in without knowing what your walk away point is. So you end up agreeing to something you'll regret later. Do any of those sound like things you've dealt with before?
How do emotions affect negotiation?
Emotions are basically the wild card in the room. They can either build a bridge or burn it down. If you're feeling angry or defensive, it's almost impossible to think creatively. And usually the other person just mirrors that energy. But, if you can keep things positive and calm, it opens up a lot more space for actual problem solving. The trick is acknowledging the emotion without letting it drive the car. Do you think it's harder to manage your own emotions or the other person's during a tough conversation?
What strategies can help resolve conflict peacefully?
I think you're asking about strategies that make conflict resolution feel feasible, right? One of the
Yes.
best ways is to separate the person from the problem. Instead of it being you versus them, it's both of you versus the issue. Then there's I statements saying, I feel overwhelmed when this happens. Instead of you always do this, it shifts the focus from blame to the actual experience. I'm curious, do you usually try to tackle conflicts head on or do you prefer to let things settle first?
Okay. What is the most important lesson you have learned about negotiation?
I'd have to say it's that the most powerful tool you have isn't your argument, it's your curiosity. Because when you're genuinely curious about why the other person wants what they want, you stop trying to win and start trying to understand. That's usually when the most creative and surprising solutions show up. Do you think you're naturally a curious person?
Okay, okay, thank you, Maya.
Sounds like we've. You're so welcome. It was a great conversation. I'll be here whenever you want to chat again.
Okay, thanks. And thank you everyone for joining this discussion on how to master the art of negotiation in daily life. May we all learn to communicate with confidence, listen with empathy, and seek solutions with that benefits everyone involved. Remember, successful negotiation is not about winning over others, it is about understanding, cooperation, and building stronger relationships. May these skills guide you towards greater success, harmony, and personal growth. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
You're so welcome. That was a really polished wrap up. You've